Welcome back to Crazy Gamer Games, and I believe this is part 15 of my journey to build an Adeptus Mechanicus army for the very first time for Warhammer 40,000. Now, in the last video, I talked about building the Iron Strider or Dragoon. So I have him built, I have him magnetized, so he has the different options. So he can have his taser lance, and then you can give him his phosphor blaster. He also has the little railings he can hold on with. He can switch to the sniper rifle, which I believe is not very good. Switch to that. But he can also, which I haven't glued this part down yet, is this unit right here for the Ballistari, the Iron Strider part. And then it has the auto cannons, I still have a little bit of work to do on the front end of this. I've already filled it with some plastic putty, but I'm waiting for it to set all the way. Then I'll sand it, and then I'll add some more plastic putty. And then also the las cannons. And that one's real crooked, but I'll fix that in the final when I get it ready before I paint it. And then I put him on a base. This is smaller than his normal base, but I managed to get him to fit, as you can see there. So he all fits on there. So there's that. And then now I did some messing around on Battle Scribe, and I inputted all the units I have just with what they come with base stock, and it comes to about 8,500 points. So this is going to be a long series because 8,500 points is going to be a lot to paint. Now it's not all AdMech. I'm running a lot of Imperial Knight additions to the army, as you see in a previous video, where I've built a Armiger Warglaive. Well, I also am adding the other baby knight, the Armiger Helverin. I have a couple of these for different attachments. I have 4 Helverins, 4 Warglaives. I built one of the Warglaives. Now the next thing I'm going to build is a Helverin. I also have the Preceptor Knight that gives a buff to these Armiger robots where they reroll 1s. So, and then I also have a Knight Warden, a Castellan, and a Valiant that were donated for this build. One of the main reasons I like Adeptus Mechanicus is the fact that they can take these knights and they seamlessly integrate in there with the Necromancer or the Necromechanic Warlord trait, where you can give an additional wound so they can heal these knights for 2 wounds. You plant a Tech Priest Dominus next to your Castellan robot, and they're just dropping stuff in the shooting phase. And when the turn comes around, they've taken damage. You can go ahead and heal them. Let's talk about the Helverin. Now I recommend, and this is very helpful, if you're going to add Imperial Knights to your Adeptus Mechanicus army, instead of running out of 2 codexes, I mean, I still own the Imperial Knight Codex, but they have these data sheets, and it comes in a pack with every knight that is in the codex. It doesn't show their points on there or their weapon cost, but as you can see, this is the Armiger Helverin. It's got all its data with its weapons and things like that. And the bigger knights, they have their carapace weapons you can take. So basically, I use these as bookmarks in my AdMech book and then I have access to them without having to flip through 2 codexes. So they're not expensive at all. I believe they're $15 or $18, but you get one for every knight that's in the Knight Codex. It also comes with like little wound tokens to show you when they change their damage level and their characteristics change. But let's talk about the Helverin. It is a Lord of War, of course. It has 12 wounds, so it has the damage characteristics. So when it has 7 to 12 wounds remaining, it has a movement of 14, a weapon skill 6, and a ballistic skill, or weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3 plus. From 4 to 6 wounds, it has a movement of 10, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4, and it has 1 to 3 wounds left. It can only move 7 inches, and a 5 plus for both the weapons and ballistic skills. This unit contains 1 Armiger Helverin, and it can include 1 additional Helverin or 2 additional Helverins. Each Helverin is equipped with 2 Armiger autocannons and a heavy stubber. It can replace its heavy stubber with a Melta-gun. So I will run the heavy stubber because of 36-inch range. But the Armiger autocannon is range 60, and it's 2d3, so that's going to be 4d3 because you're equipped with 2 of them. Strength 7, negative 1 AP, flat 3 damage, and you ignore the penalty to hit rolls for moving and firing this heavy weapon. So you can move him, still shoot at full strength. You don't have to take any minuses to hit. And then the heavy stubber has 36-inch range, heavy 3, strength 4, 0 AP, and it only does 1 damage. And remember, you can fire these at different targets. And then if you did take the Melta-gun, it's a 12-inch range, assault 1, strength 8, negative 4 AP, D6 damage. And if the target is at half range with this weapon, roll 2 dice when inflicting damage with it and discard the lower one. Now, it has ion shields. It has a 5+ invulnerable save against ranged weapons. It explodes if reduced to 0 wounds. You roll a die. On a 6, it explodes, and units within 6 inches suffer D3 mortal wounds. And it's a vehicle squadron. The first time this unit is set up, all of its models must be placed within 6 inches of each other. From that point onwards, each operates independently and is treated as a separate unit. So you can take 3 of these in a squad, and then you place them all next to each other, and then they can go off on their own way. They don't have to stay in continuity with each other at the end of the movement phase like other squads of troops. And it keywords: Imperium, Imperial Knights, Quester Allegiance, and Household. So I would pick Quester Mechanicus, and I believe I'm doing all mine in Terran, Raven, or Terrace, the T1 from the from Mars, Terran. I can't think of the name of it. I'll get back to you on that. And it's a vehicle Armiger class, and it's an Armiger Helverin. So that is the stats of this unit, and like I said, data cards are fantastic. If you're just splashing these guys in your AdMech army, the data cards are great. You just tuck them in as a bookmark in your AdMech codex. So let's check out what is in the box with these Helverins. Okay. Now I believe 3 of these mini sprues are the same as the Armiger Warglaive. It's just the weapon sprue that is different. And it's House Tyrannus is what I was looking for. Tyrann is Imperials. Tyrannus is what I'm looking for on what I'm doing mine at. So, nice transfer sheet. I believe it's the same transfer sheet that comes with the Warglaive. And then, as with most newer models, it comes with a full color assembly guide. It even shows you where to put the transfers. And the beginning of this looks real familiar. Building the top, the legs. You could build it, left side front, striding first or right side striding first. Then it goes into the auto cannons, which I will magnetize these like I did the Warglaive, just in case. And then it has just the stat sheets that we've already gone over. So it's a quick little build, but I will be magnetizing these. So let's take a look. This is a standard armature sprue. It's got the carapace, and this is the bottom. Now on this bottom, this spot right here is where the magnet's going to go to hold the two together. I had assembled the box before I magnetized it. I'm doing it ahead of time. So as soon as I clip this sprue up, I'm going to glue a piece of plastic card here, and then I'll be able to bore it out a little bit with an end mill and bury a magnet. I believe it's an 8mm magnet. So that's what I'm doing for that one. So there's two of those sprues. Got two. And let's see. Oh, here's the weapon sprue. So these are the autocannons. There's the autocannons, some shoulder pads. I believe, I'm going to say that's the other side of the autocannon. And then we got two different face choices. So there's two of those sprues. And then we have a body cavity sprue right here. 2 feet. The arm joints, which we cut off and magnetize, which I'll go over in greater detail after I do these in some sub-steps. And then we have, this is the part right here that connects to this part right here, and it goes like this. This is the hip joint, and it sits on there like that. I had also glued the hips together and glued this on top, and which made it even more difficult to magnetize. So I will be drilling this out and inserting a magnet, and also inserting a magnet in this unit also before assembly. And that's about it with the Helvrin. So, and more legs for the second one. I'm only building one at first. I like doing my models one at a time if possible. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at the Helvrins and our little talk about adding Imperial Knights to your Adeptus Mechanicus army. For Crazy Gamers Games, I'm the Crazy Gamer. Have a good day.